He took care of us.
He was always special to me, Ronald was.
Man, when I tell you how he cared for you, far beyond.
He's remained humble and faithful and full of faith that God is going to do what he said he was going to do. So, and that, I mean, how can I not want to love somebody like that, you know?
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. And, most of the neighborhoods we grew up in was pretty rough.
It was a struggle. My mom, she was a single parent trying to raise 7 children on her own. It was pretty difficult.
I seen how she was struggling, so I started committing crimes at a young age.
He was bad. He's always stayed in trouble, but he had a good heart. He would give you the shoes off his feet.
We was talking about it happened in Martinsville, and probably the most racist town. They didn't like black people that killed them. So I was like, man, I've never been to Martinsville a day in my life. What are you talking about? My name is Ronald Glenn, and I've been locked up for 18 years for a crime that I did not commit and had no parts in it.
Quite often in false confession cases, there are incentives by law enforcement which include that if you confess to us now, we'll give you a lighter sentence.
What happens if y'all prosecuted on about his statement?
Prosecuted on what?
What happens if y'all prosecuted on about his statement?
The judge that I had, he told me that if I gave them information, that he would reduce my sentence.
That's a very powerful incentive in order for for somebody to be able to want to cooperate. And what you see here is you see Ronald trying to cooperate.
A high number of false confessions have been caused because law enforcement have contaminated the interrogation. Individuals who are being interrogated adopt facts that have been presented to them by law enforcement, either directly or indirectly through interviews.
All right. What did the knife look like?
Big kind of knife, about that big when it opened up. Closed, when it was closed kind of.
Single blade?
Yeah.
What, anything outstanding about the cover of it, or the grip, or the handle, or the...
It has some red string or leather.
Stitching or something of that effect?
Yeah.
So the timing of where did each detail come from, and who mentioned each detail first, and where was this brought up and in what context, that really matters.
I saw the pictures before I even talked to Martinsville police. Like, I described what the knife looked like, but I saw it. I saw it with the Indianapolis police.
Now, anything that comes out of his mouth after that, we cannot be sure whether that is from his independent guilty knowledge of being there, or if that's from the information that they showed him.
I'm a born again Christian now, so I don't lie.
Okay.
I knew that my blood wouldn't match the blood that they had, so I wasn't there.
They were unable to link him to Easley, the person whose DNA was on the scene.
His name is Alfonso Easley, and that's whose DNA was there. And I was like, hey, I don't know that man. I've never met that man.
20 years, there was no new evidence that linked Ronald to this crime. So what they did was they did this argument where they lived within a few blocks of each other. in an urban area with thousands of people.
I mean, it was just like improbable to me that you could tie like these circumstantial things together just because these two individuals were in the same neighborhood at the same time. You know, it's like, wait, guys, this is like a huge neighborhood.
The only thing that tied Ronald Glenn to the crime were confessions he'd given as a teenager that were hopelessly contradictory with each other.
Previously, I had read about false confessions, and I felt like some of the conversations really pointed to that, to false confessions and the way that they're elicited. But, you know, I'm not an expert in it, and I wasn't skilled enough to try to explain that to my jury mates.
A jury in this case, they would have absolutely no reason to believe that this was a false confession if they didn't know what to look for.
At the end of the day, you know, it's like a lot of people in the room against me. That's what it felt like. And I really felt like I was kind of bullied, you know, into agreeing with the other people, even though fundamentally I didn't.
I had a heart for someone who was in that kind of position because I can't imagine myself being in that kind of position and what I would do. And we got married in 2016 on his mother's birthday. And here we are. We've been fighting for his freedom ever since.
We're not getting any younger. We're getting older. I'll be 66 tomorrow, so I mean, I'm getting old. And I love to see my brother home.
I really can't put it into words because we can't buy the time back that I don't know what my uncle all been through in jail because he don't tell us them type of things, but I do know this. I would be overjoyed. I would be excited because we really need him home. We really do.
One of the first things I want to do is go to Florida and put my feet in some sand. I've never done that before. I've never been on a beach before. And she sent me this picture of the sun coming up. Man, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen on the water like it before. I've never seen that before. And I just want to be free, man.